Hey guys, welcome to another Mavic video. Today we are flying VR, but just want to show you a quick tutorial on the Litchi app and how this all works with flying virtual reality, flying FPV with the goggles. Pretty much go out and just pick yourself up any cheap goggles will work. A pair of goggles that will not, that I wouldn't recommend, is the Samsung Gear VR, because the way you have to plug in the controller to your phone to get the VR to work on the Samsung, you got to modify it because there's already a plug-in on the Samsung. So I wouldn't recommend the Samsung, but any cheap pair like this will work. I've got the Blitz Wolf. I think they're like 20 bucks. Walmart's got a pair for I think $15, but any pair will work. The big thing is you will need the Litchi app. As you can see, we got so hard to see with this thing. But you will need to USB it into the bottom here, get you a long enough cord so you can go into your phone, and then once you fire up the Litchi app, which we will do some field testing, but you can probably see behind me it is another rainy day here in Chattanooga. It's supposed to clear up, so we'll take to the skies here shortly. If you have a Google Cardboard or a pair of goggles, go ahead and pick those up, get those ready, because we will, I'll pause the video when we get started. That way you can put them on and experience what it's like flying with the Litchi app in your very own VR goggles. But if you notice, if you look at the camera on the drone and watch my head movement, as you can see, it moves up, moves down. Now with the Litchi app, you can't, if you turn it sideways, it doesn't turn the camera sideways. However, there is a mode within the app that you can fly the direction of the craft, yaw, I believe it is, by turning your head, which turns the whole Mavic. Not a big fan of that. I'd rather just do stick inputs. But anyhow, grab those goggles if you got them. Stay tuned. As soon as this weather clears out, we'll take to the air and I'll show you on a screen recording how the app works. Thanks for checking this out. Let's go outside. Alright guys, we do have a little break in the rain, so we'll go ahead and get this Mavic up and fly at FPV. We already have the Litchi app up and running. Again, you do just need a USB it into the bottom of the controller here, run it into your phone. Like I said, I mentioned earlier that any VR goggle headset will work, except for the Samsung Gear 360. With a little modification. But get any cheap VR goggles that flips, because you'll need to be making adjustments on this along the way. So we do have the screen recording going. If you guys have Google Cardboard or a pair of goggles and you want to fly along, go ahead and grab those. Pause the video now, go ahead and grab those. Put those on. We'll go ahead and get into VR mode. And you see in the top right, you'll see a little mask goggles. Click on that. And there we go. And we are working. Now a couple of the indicators here, the telemetry that it's giving you is A, altitude, D, the distance the drone is, or the Mavic is, away from you, speed, of course, how fast it is going, G is how many satellites, GPS I guess, how many satellites it's picking up on, and of course your battery life. Alright, so we're ready for takeoff. We'll go ahead and get this bird up in the air. And again, there's a couple different modes in which you can utilize with the Litchi app. But for now, we're just going to do, again, head tracking. So I'm looking down, looking up. Let's just go ahead and fly it out over these trees. Still got some pretty nice color. Go ahead and look up a little bit. Look down. Oop. Sorry guys, not trying to make you sick. Looking down just a little bit. So again, hopefully if you have the VR goggles on right now, you can kind of experience how this works. Again, with the Litchi app, you're just getting head motion of gimbal movement up and down. So if you look up slightly, then I can look all the way down. So we'll look down, we should be right over where the house. There we are. Alright, I'm going to try to bring this thing straight. Bring her straight down. Alright, we'll go ahead and land her right here. Alright, that was a pretty neat little flight, but now I'm going to show you some of the other kind of the screen features. There's a settings tab at the very bottom. So we'll click on that, and that will give you your display of the information. You can click that off or on. I always leave it on. Depth, offset, how you can adjust where you want those to position where you want the information to show up. Gimbal head tracking. This is the one that allows you to operate the gimbal up and down. Now gimbal speed, we probably needed to adjust that down a little bit because it was really jumpy. Aircraft head tracking, this is one that gets a little bit sketchy, and I'm not going to go in and we're not going to fly it, but you have none, which is what we did, because that just allows you full stick input, and it only allows the head tracking movement as I'm doing now. I'm looking up and down with the accelerometer, I guess, with the phone. Now immersive and joystick, those features will incorporate as you look down. I believe it'll actually lower the craft down, and as you turn your head to the left and to the right, it'll actually yaw the Mavic that direction, not the camera itself, but the Mavic itself. So I'm not going to fool with any of those, but that's it. That is it in a nutshell. That is the Litchi app. Again, we'll exit out of that. That's our standard screen there. Top right, hit the goggles. Boom. Brings you right into it. And it's simple as that. Again, thanks for stopping by and checking out this Mavic video. Safe flying out there. We'll see you in the next one.